Welcome back to The Rock, AHS. I'm Gabe Burnett.
And I'm Mason Baki. We've got a nice lineup of segments for you today.
It's weird to think that spring sports are happening right now, even though winter sports won't be for another 2 months.
I know. I heard the opening week of spring sports went well, but athletes still had to jump around COVID regulations. I wonder what exactly they'll have to do and what their season will look like.
Lucky for you, we'll find out in this next segment.
As spring comes along, so do more sports. Baseball, softball, track and field, boys golf, and girls tennis are all making a return this year despite COVID-19. However, COVID-19 has definitely impacted sports to some degree. Let's see just how sports have been changed by interviewing a few of the coaches.
The biggest thing was, going back to last school year, our season got canceled. So, along with the other spring sports, we were probably affected the most of any of the sports because we lost the whole season. It affected spring sports, I think, quite a bit more than it did other sports. Yeah, and it changes all the time. The different regulations and guidelines that come out seem to change all the time. But as of right now, we're having to distance ourselves in the dugout. So, in baseball, that's kind of a point where people congregate, and it's a little foreign to us to kind of have to distance ourselves in those areas. Even with all the challenges, it's exciting to get out there. I think it's really good for kids to have something to do and be a part of something right now. So it's really exciting to be out there.
Well, it's kind of progressed a little bit as we've gone through the year, but generally speaking, we've just really had to emphasize on social distancing. And unfortunately, it's our sports here, track and field and cross country, are distance sports, endurance sports. So it's a little bit more challenging to wear facial coverings when they're out there running and exerting themselves. So that's been a challenge. On a day-to-day basis, it's just been those small things. On a larger scale, a lot of the kids really enjoy going to invitational meets on Saturdays. Those are always a lot of fun. So we weren't able to contest those at all or go to any of those this year. I'm looking forward to it as I see things in our area, in our community improving. I'm encouraged, and I'm looking forward to a fun track season, getting back next fall to maybe a more normalized situation and getting some of those fun things in that we weren't able to do in the previous season.
Wow, looks like things will be pretty different, but I'm still glad we're having a spring sports season at all.
Me too. Hey, Mason, did you know that the movie theater in town reopened?
Wait, seriously? That sounds awesome. I've missed the popcorn and squeaky seats.
Me too. Gabe Burnett and Mason Baki made a segment covering the reopened doors of our movie theater.
Did you just refer to ourselves in third person?
Yes, Mason. Just go with it.
The Anacorta Cinema has finally reopened, so we went down there to find out what the new protocol is and what movies you can see.
So basically, you have to keep your masks on when you're inside the theater, when you're not eating food, but we still sell popcorn and candy, soda. So you can obviously have your mask off when you're eating, but just try to put it back on when you're done. And then so the theaters are limited to 25% capacity, and for each individual theater. So like Theater 1, for instance, holds 150 people, so we have to cut that off at 37 tickets. But we don't have to do that very often because we've been not super busy. So, and then also we would just ask that you sit 6 feet apart from like another party in the theater. So that's about it though. So right now we have Raya and the Last Dragon, which is like a PG Disney animated movie. We have Chaos Walking, which is like a PG-13 young adult sci-fi romance movie. And then we have 2 like slow burn, more adult dramas called Nomadland and The Father, and both of those are up for Best Picture, and they're very good, but they're a little slower. And then we are going to have Kong versus Godzilla on the 31st, and then we are getting Nobody, which is like a action thriller type movie by the guys that did John Wick, and we'll be getting that on Friday, the 26th, I think.
And one more for good luck. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, that right there. That put me on the spot for that one. I'm gonna say Trainspotting. It's not my favorite movie of all time because I just don't think I could pick one. I've got too many favorites, but that's what I'll say. I'll say Trainspotting.
Thank you. Man, being able to go back inside the movie theater again felt so good.
I can't wait to go watch movies in movie theaters again, just like the good old days. Now, before we close the show, we wanted to share one more segment about two members of our AHS family.
The leadership class and our entire school community have come together to support these individuals. We see what their plans look like in this next segment.
As many may know, two members of our AHS community have been diagnosed with cancer. As a part of AHS's tradition, as well as in many other parts of the world, the leadership class wanted to take on the project of holding 1,000 paper cranes as a gift of good luck and good fortune. We talked with two leadership students that were heading on the project to get some more information.
So this project is a cancer awareness project. The premise is to make 1,000 paper cranes, and the origin behind it is it's an old Japanese tradition. And when people made the 1,000 cranes, it's supposed to give them like one wish and/or like safe recovery from a really poor illness. So then I think probably the U.S. took it on and like the cancer awareness group.
The people that are leading it are me, Madison, Kayla, and Tally. And then as for everyone involved, it is everyone throughout the school just showing their support and giving strength to the student and teacher that have cancer.
Mr. Garcia, a teacher at AHS, was generous enough to donate a large portion of his own cranes, which he was gifted after his own diagnosis.
These are extra special. I am a survivor past the time they said I had. And therefore I feel these have luck in them, that they've somehow worked. And so I want to pass them on to a student who has recently developed cancer, because I feel not only are these just great things, but these ones have worked. They have a proven track record. When I was diagnosed with cancer several years back, it was a scary thing. When you go to have chemo for the first time, it's incredibly frightening. Just the diagnosis is scary, scary, scary. I just want to say that people, if they're on a cancer journey, and their families, they need the support of their communities. Love, laughter, support are the best medicine for this kind of journey.
I'm so glad our community can come together like this.
From the entire Rock class, our deepest love and support is sent out to these two individuals.
Well, I think that wraps up our show for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to email us at therock@asd103.org. We love to hear your feedback. And with that, I'm Mason Baki.
And I'm Gabe Burnett.
And from our rock to yours, have a great day, AHS.